My name is Rosina. I'm a banker, I'm a biker, an event planner. I let one out. Salsa dancer. Let's go again, don't worry. Hello, once again. This is your girl Salsarozie and welcome to my YouTube channel. Your banker, your biker, salsa instructor, salsa dancer, event planner and relationship coach is here as usual to serve you something good and juicy. So today I want to talk about something that interests me a lot, especially as an event planner, and that is what you need to do before you contact an event planner, or what you should have in mind when you contact an event planner. Most of the time when people contact you and want you to plan events for them, they say everything and this is what I want, this is what I want. And when you ask them, what is your budget? And then they go mute. What is your budget? So before you get in touch with an event planner, it's important that you have a budget. If your budget is limitless, as in you want them to pull the strings and get everything, that's also fine. But if you are on a budget, it's important that you let the event planner know your budget and then give some room, plus or minus about 10-20% of your budget, to make room to either have less or more, because it's important. Because what the planner does is that the planner uses his budget to decide which vendors to use and how to package your event such that you still have an exciting experience and yet within your budget. So before you contact a planner, make sure you have an idea how much you are willing to spend on that event. Be it a birthday celebration, be it a wedding ceremony, be it an office party, whatever it is important to have a budget for your event. Some people, when they are getting in touch with planners, they want planners to use all manner of labor. For instance, you have a situation where a client can tell you that, well, I want you to plan my event for me. We have an uncle who's a photographer. I have a sister who has taken a course in videography. I have my auntie cooks very well. And so at the end of the day, you realize that you take away the planning experience from your planner. And then you engage all these people who are supposed to be family and friends. And half the time, the planner is not able to hold them accountable to what they are supposed to do. So when it comes to events and you want to engage a planner, it's important that you allow the planner to be able to engage professionals for your event. Because trust me, you wouldn't want to go through a whole event and not have good quality pictures to show for it. You wouldn't want to go through a good event and not having good videos to show for it. You wouldn't want to go through a whole event and have the cake not being there on time, or having the food not being there on time, or having people who are very unprofessional when it comes to serving food. You don't want to have an event where the ambience is just so horrible, the decor is so bad. So it's important that you engage professionals so that you have a feel good about your event, so that in future you have a wonderful experience. When you look at your pictures, when you look at your videos, it should leave a lasting impression on you. Now, when it comes to your guests, this is actually an advice and not a must. It's actually important that your guest list are actually people that you know. I always advocate for an intimate guest list as opposed to a large guest list. So oftentimes you see, because when the videographer comes for your event, the videographer doesn't know who means a lot to you and who doesn't mean a lot to you. We have instances where the videographer is capturing content that makes your event exciting, and you end up watching your videos and realizing that the content that are being captured are people that you have no relationship with, you have no intimate relationship with. So I think that before you start getting into an event, plan your guest list properly. If you haven't spoken to the person in 6 months, in 1 year, I don't think that person deserves to be on your guest list, unless of course the person is family and is a must attend person. But other than that, that person hasn't been in your life for over a year, so why should that person be on your guest list? So make sure you plan your guest list properly, because one key to having a wonderful event that will leave lasting impressions on your heart is having people that you know, people that you want to be there. And when you see the footages, it's nice to see people that you actually know. Children at events. Now, this is something that is very dear to my heart, because most of the time you go to weddings. Weddings are family events. I mean, take it from me, but you go to weddings and you have children flying around, running around the whole place. You know, if you must have children at your wedding, make room for children at your wedding. Nothing prevents you from getting professional people who can take care of children. So whilst the ceremony is going on, you can have the children also having their good time on one side, and then when they are supposed to be part of the ceremony, they are part of the ceremony, because it's actually heartbreaking to see children flying around crying when the vows are being mentioned, and children shouting all over the place. So it's important that if you want children to be part of your event, please make sure you make room for the children. You can even get a playground for the children on the side, because children tend to get very bored easily. So you can't expect a child to sit down like an adult full time and not, cause any form of a scene. So when you're inviting your guests, if you know that you are not able to cater for children that come, be sure to explicitly state it on your invitation that either the functions for adults only or children are not allowed. Because one downside is that sometimes what you see is that if people come with their children, because the children don't necessarily need an invitation, they take up the seats. So adults come in and then there's nowhere to sit. And then you find that people are now looking for extra chairs in the middle of events to fill the places. So be sure whether you want a show or you want an event that caters for children or not. If you do want to cater for children, please cater for the children properly so that they don't disrupt your function. And last but not the least, don't lose your smile. I know when it comes to events, there are so often that things may seem to be going wrong, but make sure you don't lose your smile. Whatever it is, just keep your smile on, and I'm sure your event will be wonderful. So these are my little tidbits when it comes to events. Make sure you have a budget to communicate same with your planner. Make sure that you're sure about your guest list. Make sure you allow professionals to handle your engagement. And last but not the least, make sure you cater for children if you indeed want children at your event. If not, boldly state it on the invitations that children are not allowed. Thank you. If you do like this, don't forget to subscribe. Turn on your notification button so that you can get more of this content every week. Thank you. Or every day, whatever. Is it okay? Okay. Salsarozie.